And we come to you live from the Barifa Stadium in Arua City. I could proudly say the fun capital of football. It's never a dull day anytime we're in Arua and the Star Times Uganda Premier League rolls into town. It's a new year and many people have new resolutions, but for the teams that are in this league, it's the same agenda, it's the same quarry, it's the same quest. The ultimate stands to run all the way through the season and walk away being called the best there was, the best there is, and probably the best there ever will be, the champion of the Star Times Uganda Premier League. One team today has the ability or the feeling that this is their title for the taking, and they could open up a 4-point gap tonight if they can get a win. But first, they must walk into the Leopards' den and attempt to take 3 points, something easier said than done, because the Congolo, Arua Hill, are waiting strikers last season, and it looks like he's not letting up this season. Well, another 90 minutes and we'll figure out if they can surmount the challenge that will be put up to them. And straight off the bat, Vipers pick up a free kick here. It looks like it's going to be no quarter given, no mercy spared. The New Year festivities and all the good cheer about it can fly out of the window when 3 points are up. A free kick for themselves here. A chance to pile bodies up front. For some reason there seems to be a bit of confusion in that Vipers defense. The long ball is floated in. Fabian fumbles with that one. And,
wow, that could have easily been a goal. And
furious goal because everybody thought there was a foul. The referee and his assistant just did not agree.
Yeah, they indicated that it was a goal kick, but if you saw the way Robert Eseru headed it, it was just a guilty chance. It could easily have ended in the back of the net. Just look at that.
I believe Robert actually had all the rights to go for that ball. That was a slip up from Fabian. Because
the ball just went between his hands, and that's what we've been talking about. That's going to be on the spot about the way he got.
Now trying to control here, battling out at the close to the byline, still trying to drag his way in. And remonstration, Alfred Leku will have to be very careful. Referee making it pretty clear, but he still seems to consistently disagree with the referee. That's not an ideal place for Leku to have his mindset. If anything, he should pick a lesson from Ivan Seruviri. And there you go, yellow card for consistently going into dissent. 7 minutes on the game. Silly, silly, silly mistake for a player of his experience to be making.
Now, I just don't understand what Alfred Leku is going all about. It's a corner kick for crying out loud. And if the referee or the assistant referee gets it wrong, you're going to get many others. So I just don't see why he can go on. It's not like he disallowed the penalty call. That's just a corner kick, and now he gets himself into the trouble. And that's exactly what happened. I remember against URA, he got himself into trouble, and then before we knew it, he was getting himself
consistent at delivering a mean ball. Temperatures have soared up now to 29 degrees centigrade as a ball is brought in, and Arua Hill draw first blood. Leku muting the silence. Leku shutting out the sounds, but puts the team in the lead, and the fans do have something to celebrate about here. Fabian Mutiobora was called into question before the game, and in the face of a lip from Alfred Leku, he comes up pretty short, not just in stature, but also in ability. Halid Luwanida complaining. The team is in a bit of a disarray. It's 11 minutes. They've fallen behind. Can the Venoms fight back because the Leopards have drawn first blood?
Well, Jermaine, that was really Mickey Mouse defending there from Vipers. Clearly, they were not marking Alfred Leku, and yet they knew the danger that he poses. Just look at how he makes that, that kind of ghost run in, and nobody follows him. The taller guy should be marking him, and it's a free header. Where's Manzoki? Where's Walua? Where's Bashira Siku? That is a free hit and a good goal. You must tick that man, Alfred Leku, for his awareness. Now makes it 70 goals, and that's a really brilliant start for him.
Well, there's a fumble on the other end, and Vipers look like they're appealing for a penalty. Referee saying no go. And as always, the man quick to respond, the hitman, Yunus Junior Sentamu, was a fumble on the keeper there, trying to get to the ball, appeals for a handball. Let's just have a quick replay on that. Caesar, one thing is certain, Caesar Manzoki was fouled. And then costing of sorts, Puni seemed to have gotten a hand onto the ball, but I'm not so sure he even knew where the ball was. Revival today against Sports Club Villa. But for the moment, here comes Milton Karisa, right at the edge of the box area. What can he come up with? Shakes away from his marker and decides to let it fly. Good idea, just could not get it on target. But brilliant attempt there coming in from Milton Karisa.
Yeah, you could clearly see what he was trying to do, but you can also see that the end product, it was a bit of a poor hit. I don't think that he positioned his foot well enough to try and get that hit and the strength behind that ball to give it a little bit of punch and force.
Well, Meno talk about how the physical strength holding off the play. A touch 1-2 player brought down. Referee says carry on. Lobbed away, Matovu in possession, right. That was Bobosi racing in.
It's a bit rough there, Jermaine.
I'm not so sure even Richard Matovu had an idea.
Arua Hill was seemingly so aggressive, and I don't know whether they're not getting overboard there. You can see that they've worn their hearts on their sleeves and they're determined to ensure that they win back possession at every particular instance that they lose it. But I think they're being also a bit rough, and they need to check their play.
Ball clipped in, flicked on, picked up by the goalkeeper. It's one thing to be very aggressive, but it's also another thing to make sure the team you're playing does not figure out. Playing traps here, but just outwitting his man. Gets the ball into the box area. Santamu! And the ball takes a block here. It goes out here for a corner. Delicious play from Junior Santamu, the hitman. Just how he flicks from one leg to the other in mid-air. Just look at that. Beautiful touch, and it goes with the other foot. Sometimes it's such a delight to watch.
I thought that was a very good combination there with Milton Karisa, who beat his man quite easily there. Very good play from Vipers, but also the defending of Arua Hill. You could see that they're really steady.
Well, the corner is brought in for the far post, headed away. Rashid Toha will not let anything from the air get past him. For the moment, Vipers have to find another route. As the ball is brought in, Karisa tries to control and tries to keep it in play. You cannot fault the fighting spirit that the Venoms are putting up here. They're giving it every inch of their ability, stretching in there, trying to carve out the chances, trying to create the opportunities. Normally, this hard work is often rewarded with goals as far as the football game is concerned, and that should be the consolation that Roberto Oliveira must have. For Arua Hill, they took the lead, but they look like they've just in the halfway. So many players in there, Eseru, so many tall players. Vipers have to be very careful about giving away set pieces as Milton Karisa skies that one. That was an incisive through pass. If ever there's been a textbook for a perfect through pass, Milton Karisa, beautiful ghosting run, made the breakthrough, got the control, went for the shot, goalkeeper beaten, defense laid to waste. Oh man, the hitman, eagle-eyed, manages to make the cross. Milton Karisa took the shot. Lady Luck just putting in the same work rate or the shift that he requires from them. Isan Galiwango hasn't made many strides today.
Oh, that's true.
The ball is brought through, far post here. Too many bodies in the box area for comfort as the goalkeeper has to palm away. Those were too many bodies from Arua Hill in plenty of space.
An offside apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was a good test. You could see that what Arua Hill were doing there, and I'm sure for Fabian Mutombora he's not going to forget that, despite the fact that there was a flag raised. But I'm sure that he'll be remembering. But I don't see where that offside was.
Where the offside was as well.
I don't see where that offside was. But well,
one thing I did see is
this kind of game.
Well, Bright Stars has taken as a chance comes up here. The goalkeeper Fabian to have a bit of a run in with Rashid Toha. Paul Wheeler, that's a bit scared there for the fate of this goalkeeper. Might have looked,
must be very disappointing, but for Sports Club Villa, I guess not so much of a surprise.
Well, that could be a melee here and a chance. Bright Bunny quite nearly orchestrated the downfall of his own team. For a moment there, wasn't on the same wavelength with this goalkeeper. The goalkeeper doesn't even want to acknowledge it. The ball came back, the pressure on him was to try and get the ball back. Anyama, not very happy to be put in a situation where he has to do some backpedaling and foot clearances. He's more comfortable with his hands and will not appreciate the gesture that came through here. But they get away with it unscathed. And for the moment, a turn. Alfred Lecoux still has the ball, still has the marshal of the defense. Gets the ball in, a cross for the far post. Fabian manages to palm it away. And now Gaddafi takes too long to control that ball and ultimately just goes out. And that should be a free kick awarded. The opportunity ultimately lay with Gaddafi Wahab. He just failed to bring that ball to swift control. And the opportunity went away as Bashir Asiku at some personal discomfort, managed to make it very hard for him to shoot on target.
Yeah, but you must credit again Gaddafi Wahab, the way he tried to bring the ball into control. He showed a bit of composure and confidence, that he knew that he had opponents surrounding him, closing him down, but he still decided to get a good control of the ball, try and put it in his stride and create some bit of space for himself to shoot. So I just, for me, I'm looking. Yeah, that's true. Uganda, English, mention it. Be able to watch the Africa Cup of Nations.
Well, someone is also going to have, well, just one option for him, and that's a yellow card. Richard Matofu, as he goes to the referee's book for that foul there, 56 minutes.
Ivan Enyam, actually. He's on foul.
Ivan Enyam, oh yeah.
It's Ivan Enyam. He's not been so influential in this game, and I guess this is the only time that we see him. And for a midfielder who came through the ranks in the under-20 national team, you feel that he's gone off the boil of recent. He should be doing a lot better, and I just don't think that he has influenced the game as much as he should, at least as much as the kind of talent that he has.
One game is intent on going end-to-end, and that's the game between Bull FC and Wakiso Giants, as a ball is brought in here. Missed by everybody, and looks like it got a brush off the head of the captain, Rashid Toha. It goes out for a corner. But like I was saying, one game is going end-to-end. It's now 2-2 between Wakiso Giants and Bull FC.
It's an interesting game, and I'm sure that for the people that are watching it, they're really enjoying the thrills and the ups and downs in the game.
Corner, going for the fast. Ruhanga injecting some directness into the game. Gets it on to Milton Karisa. Karisa in possession, drifts his way back into the center. Getting it on to Bobosi. Measures his pass to Milton with a ghosting run. Milton sets it in, and nobody's there to finish it off. Intricate build-up from Viper Sports Club. You literally get the feeling they could pick their way in a maze with their eyes closed. The ball just landed at the right player all the time. And Milton Karisa, the blessing that he has, being very unselfish, perhaps this time a little too unselfish for the liking of the Vipers fans.
That was a very good move there, orchestrated by him, and then the good combination between him and Bobosi Ruhanga. Brilliant play there. You just feel that they just lack that position. Arua Hill, if you saw the way that pass was threaded through by Bobosi Ruhanga, they need to clean up the acting defense.
Well, at the moment, here comes Milton Karisa skipping the markers, and Anyama clears the ball away. But the return ball from Milton Karisa is not up to scratch. For the moment, someone is making a very, very valiant effort to put his name in the hat for player of the match. And that is the goalkeeper in Richard Anyama. Fine save, consistently keeping the Venoms at bay. And that's a very commendable effort.
Yeah, of course, sir.
The ball is nudged away, still in the box area. Melee here, nobody taking the ball away. A bit of a rush. Cesar Manzoki fails to connect. Once again, another chance, and this time the ball is cleared away affirmatively by Arua Hill, and as often is the tail, player goes to the ground.
Of course, that's how determined they are. You can see that they're ready to put their bodies on the line to ensure that they can get all the 3 points.
The referee now waiting to see what transpires here as they assess the options here, player on the ground. But at the moment, Ibrahim Orit seems to be pretty convinced that he played no nefarious role in there. Probably it was down to sheer bad luck here. Well, make sure you do not get caught on the bad luck of affairs, because coming up is the only thing everybody wants. And now Vipers have to be very careful, and that might draw a red card. Livingston Mulondo gets a yellow card, and the referee lets it roll. But that's just what I was talking about there. In these periods, Vipers, much as they're chasing the game, have to be very careful not to switch off at the back. And just there, instantly, is where it happened. The carelessness at the back, just because of a bit of frustration and plenty of tired legs. When the legs get tired, the mind goes with it. It was a needless pass played there from the back, and putting C4 in a very difficult position where he had to take out Mugalu. Yeah. Fortunately, he stays on the pitch.
And you don't understand whether actually he's not a lucky man, Livingston Mulondo, whether that could have easily been a sending off.
We do understand. He is a lucky man, because that's supposed to be a straight race.
Yeah, because he seemed to have stopped it.
Blows the whistle for the restart. It might be the final kick of the game. Ball played forward, and the referee brings the game to a stop here. Famous victory for the Congolo. 2022 starts in formidable style. They have taken a giant scalp and put their name right out there in the markings. They are not in here to make up the